30-foot right of way. The township engineers at our suggestion contacted most of the property owners, attempted to contact all the property owners along Cardox Road in a request to get a temporary easement to come on the property. None of this would be permanent work on the property, as far as they're not extending the roadway, the physical roadway onto the property. Under the law, we recommended that they don't have to. This was a recommendation by the board and the engineers to try and work with the property owners, just to be good neighbors, to get a temporary easement. Again, I'll just read from the section. Again, Cardox Road is a 33-foot right of way. So under section 2306 of the second class township code, width of the public roads. The width of the right of way of a public road in townships shall not be less than 33 feet or more than 120 feet. And the width of the right of way of alleys opened by the township as public roads shall not be less than 30 feet. So what we're dealing with here is that the width of the right of way shall not be less than 33 feet, which is what it is. It's the minimum that is allowed to be under the law. The minimum required width shall be in addition to any width required for necessary slopes and cuts or fills. So what that says is, in addition to the 33 feet right of way, that minimum required shall be, you also have an addition for any width required for necessary slopes, cuts, or fills. What this project involves is slopes, cuts, and fills outside of that 33-foot right of way. Based on the law, the township does not need to file easements, does not need to file any type of takings, should it choose not to. But we did, we said if the board wanted to, attempt to get temporary easements. It's my understanding that the township was able to secure some, but not all, temporary easements. It was our recommendation at that point that the law's clear. You're still able to move forward with the project as is. However, it's my understanding that on last week, Wednesday or Thursday, the paving crew out there received some resistance and also notice of another lawsuit by one of the property owners. Based on that, the township had an emergency meeting because the project was scheduled to move forward as is, and if someone's there blocking it or threatening that, don't want to get to that point. Based on those interactions and the notice of another lawsuit, it is our recommendation to the board, out of an abundance of caution, not that we believe they need to, but in order to make it clear whether or not they have a right to be there, is that you file a declaration of taking for that whole area. Again, the law is very clear in our eyes that minimum required includes the necessary slopes or cuts and fills, but certain individuals either didn't sign a temporary easement, that's fine, that's their right, and other individuals are attempting to stop the project and trying to physically either remove the stakes, block the 10-mile paving contractor, whatnot. So outside of attempting to have them physically arrested, the only other way to do it is to go through the courts and have a specific language of a declaration of taking and take that property. So the board's at this point, out of abundance of caution, that is our recommendation, that anyone that you're not able to secure a temporary easement for, you file the necessary legal work for those properties. And I believe Jessica has the list of individuals who may not have signed yet. Again, do we think it's needed? No, but that is an option to make it clear. If there's some question on where that right of way ends and your right to go on the property, well, then you just take the additional, footage or whatever you need, additional that you need.
Just before we move forward with that, I have a couple questions. I first want to go on the record for those who weren't at the township meeting when this board approved the 2020 paving program, that we had several meetings, public meetings with residents of Cardox Road. We asked the residents to, if they felt it was necessary, to get a petition on the concerns that all the residents had and what were the specific requests of the residents of Cardox Road. The residents came back to the board with, I believe, 4 specific requests. They wanted trail cams up, a speed sign, speed humps, and was there one more thing, Jess? Oh, guide rails. And drainage in front of Mrs. Walton. So there was 5. This board unilaterally approved 5 additional road upgrades to the cost of $22,000 specifically for the residents of Cardox Road. We granted every request. This board has discussed in length the travel, the increased travel on that road in lieu of a large development in South Park that's currently underway. The roadway is already impassable with 2 cars going the opposite direction. And with the developments that are coming to Union Township on Route 88, we felt that it was eminent to upgrade the road and improve the drainage there. So I just wanted to go and say that statement again for those who weren't at these meetings. And Jess, would you speak to a couple things? Now that this question is in front of the board, whether we are making a motion here to do a taking for the road, the properties that haven't signed temporary easements, how many are there, and is there a possibility that you reach out to any resident, at another, again, to see if anybody is interested in signing an easement?
Yeah, so we have 8 so far that haven't signed, but of the